it's really good to see y'all. We missed you guys. And thank you so much for your support during this year of what we're calling the Blank Canvas Project. The first half of sort of our gap year came to an end at the end of June. And we want to thank all of you who joined us at a convening or read the blog. We'll be back at it in September. And behind the scenes, of course, special thanks to our board of directors, as well as Arts Pool, Lawyers Alliance, Jones Day, and Hogan Lovells, all of whom have been doing the hard work of maintaining the books, helping us tackle compliance issues, reviewing new employment laws, overhauling our bylaws and policies. Good times, really, let me tell you. It's been good times, but that allows us to get to do the fun stuff, like announce the framework of the festival, and spend the second half of this blank canvas year making it happen with y'all. We also want to recognize and remember our family member, Garrett Lambert, who was our faithful volunteer for nearly 15 of our 20 years. Garrett served in many capacities, but most of you will remember him as our longtime director of Fringe Central. Garrett passed away this year and yet continues to contribute because he made the extraordinary gesture of naming our organization in his will and leaving us a monetary gift on top of all of the other gifts that he gave us over the years. We miss you every day, G, and we're going to make you proud. So, let's do Fringe Festival. How about? So for FringeNYC 2018, in 2018, FringeNYC will have three components. A smaller, adjudicated festival, all in one Manhattan block or area, or within one multi-venue complex. We're picturing a street closure for the entire festival, a sponsored Fringe lounge and gathering area, food available on the street or in tents or food trucks or food halls, with community support and wine and beer available outdoors. This smaller adjudicated festival will allow us to continue to serve the New York City area's truly emerging creators and underrepresented communities, and those who don't have ample opportunity elsewhere. So this will be where international shows, too, can be a part of FringeNYC, with our adjudication process being a key part of our continuing to secure visas for them. Similarly, our national artists who are less familiar with producing in New York and New York City venues will find a home at this new, smaller, adjudicated FringeNYC. This festival will kick off with one installed, performative, free spectacle every year for our new home community. In addition, beginning in 2018, with the help of our Alumni Association and partners, FringeNYC becomes the annual convening of indie performance makers, with panels and workshops addressing current issues and the gathering of all indie performance stakeholders and constituents every year in one place and in one time, like some of us remember from the 1990s on Ludlow Street, and like some of y'all have never experienced in this city. By virtue of being in one smaller area, we can truly connect with each other annually in person. Now, the third component of FringeNYC in 2018 is Fringe BYOV, sorta. Okay, let me explain. As y'all know, over the first half of this Blank Canvas project, we've explored many models of Fringe festivals from all over the world. And at some of our convenings, there have been those of you who have expressed interest in the open access Edinburgh BYOV or bring your own venue model. So in 2018, in any borough other than Manhattan, we'll add a bring your own venue component, but one that suits New York City. You see, our friends and foremothers who began the Edinburgh Festival Fringe 70 years ago were creating something incredibly special in a very different environment than we have here and now. The Edinburgh model works well in Edinburgh, where non-local producers and promoters pop up and rent and convert every available space into a venue, and then curate the artists who'll be performing in their spaces. Edinburgh Festival Fringe is really lots and lots and lots of FringeNYCs. It encourages transient producers, and it wasn't built to support an existent indie community. There's a huge investment involved in the festival, but not necessarily as big an investment in the community year-round. And at FringeNYC, we don't want to be a part of creating yet another opportunity for indie artists to be taken advantage of by perhaps unscrupulous producers. Here at FringeNYC, one of our challenges is that some of our beloved audience sees dozens of shows during the festival, and then they don't see indie theater the rest of the year. So to address all of this, we're flipping that BYOV model on its head. In order to fulfill our long-held desire to have the festival strengthen our existing indie theater community and keep indie in New York City, we're making BYOV actually VBYOA. That's venues, bring your own artist. In the next weeks, we'll be forming our other borough steering group so that we can decide together with those who manage or own venues in other boroughs how venues will apply to be a part of the festival, and how we, as a festival, can support them and their cadre of artists and theater makers, or those artists who apply to perform at their venue during our festival. This will allow us to introduce our audience to their local indie venue. And our indie brethren with both roots and stakes are not going to mistreat our local artist. In fact, we think FringeNYC alumni who now own venues will see this as an opportunity to brand themselves and strengthen their relationship with our audience and artist. We hope that Venue A does the most freaking Venue A kind of shows during FringeNYC, as we bring the festival to every borough and celebrate and lift up our people in what will become Indie Theater Week, much like Broadway and off-Broadway weeks. And in fact, the timing's kind of perfect, because this will all happen on the heels of Broadway week and off-Broadway week. Because here's perhaps the biggest news for 2018. All of this will be happening in October. There are myriad reasons for this, and we'll publish them all, but we hope you, too, will fall for the newly revamped FringeNYC in October 2018.